Mexipina, welcome in. Mexipina, how are you doing? Lisa Marie, welcome in. Happy Monday to everyone. Are you enjoying this nice weather? It's really nice, huh? Today was like 75, 78 degrees today. Beautiful. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour. Or 20 people in the room. Yeah, it's been really nice. It's been really, really nice. Gotta take it, I guess, when we take it when we. Everyone, we're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour. Or 20 people in the room. I gotta look at all the books that we have. I have to go to the library and replenish. Prince Hairflip, welcome in. Prince Hairflip, we missed you during the East Coast feed. How are you doing? We have 18 of the 50 dolphins that we're trying to get. Bree, welcome in. Welcome back. How's everything on the East Coast end? Bree, did you have today off? Oh, you just woke up. Julia, welcome in. Bree, it's freezing. Oh, nice. That's nice, huh? 3-day weekend. Right after the holidays, too. And in February, we get two. Do you get two Mondays off, Bree, in February? Yeah, I was off today. It was nice. Really nice. I have two IEPs tomorrow, but I finished those IEPs last week. So wrote those reports, and now I'm ready to go. Ready to show up. Yes, we get the Monday and Tuesday. Oh, nice. Sweet. I have a friend who works at a district close by, and instead of getting those 2 days off, they get a week off for it. But they get 2 weeks off in Christmas, and then they get a week off in February, which is an interesting calendar. And then 1 week off in spring break. So it's different. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. They're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour or 20 people in the room. The East Coast got us up to 65,000 likes. They did a really good job. Hey Marie, welcome in. I did my live stream earlier tonight. Oh, nice, Marie. I did my live stream earlier tonight just so I can. Oh, how fun, Marie. What do you live stream? Yeah, we only got a little over a week for the holidays. Wow. Oh gosh, Bree. We need a little bit more time to regroup. Oh, Marie Seaside. I'm gonna check in. Oh, do you? Oh my god, I love that. Do you have your own business, Marie Seaside? Do you do teaching? What do you do? I love those kind of things. Love, love, love. I love sound bowl frequency. It's so calming. Oh, you do it just for fun? Oh, nice. I love that. That's great. Oh, no business. Oh, okay. Yeah, and Laguna Beach, they've got a lot of like stores very similar to that. Laguna. I love that. Sound bowl frequency. It's just very calming. very calming and very like, yeah, the frequency or the vibration of it just like gets into my soul. Hmm. I agree. So what I really love about streaming is that, you know, people always share their gifts. Yes. People share their gifts online, and when you're ready to go to bed and you just need something to calm you down or just to concentrate on, it's really nice. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Our goal tonight is going to be 40K, 1,000 likes. Remember that this Wednesday is Project Wednesday. We're going to be making a Valentine's Day bee. We are going to be bringing out the markers and the oil pastels along with the glitter and the embellishments. So I just wanted to do a model really quick to show you guys what that's going to look like. So I want you to be thinking about your color tones for this Wednesday. All right, let's set the timer for 1 minute. We're gonna set the timer for 1 minute so we can tap, 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 tap away. Tapping helps our live get thrown out into the FYP. We've been getting some new followers, so it's definitely been working. We got a couple of new followers last hour, so that definitely helps. What else do we have going on today? A lot of new titles. We're going to start today. Trump Blows Boba, welcome in. We're going to begin today with our Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. February is Black History Month, and as well as we've got Women's History Month as well. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. Okay, let's see. Last we read from Alice Ball, chemist, medical researcher. Today we're going to read about Bessie Coleman, 1892 to 1926. She was a pilot. Bessie Coleman. Bessie grew up in a small, segregated town in Texas. At home, with 3 younger siblings around, she had a lot of responsibilities. Washing clothes by hand, fetching clean water, on top of walking 4 miles to school and back every day. Bessie knew that one day she would leave her small town. In 1915, she moved to Chicago to live with her older brothers. Returning from World War I, they told her all about being in France and about how the women there could fly planes, unlike the women in America. This got Bessie curious. Furiously curious. Good for her. She applied to every aviation school in America she could find, but was denied entry. Not one at any of these schools thought a girl could fly, especially not a black girl. Bessie wanted to prove them wrong. In 1920, she moved to France, where she could finally learn aviation. She was so gifted, she graduated from 10-month flight school in only 7 months. So, in 1921, Bessie became the first African-American woman in the world to receive her pilot's license. She specialized in stunt flying, parachuting, and aerial tricks. After returning home to the United States, Bessie flew for huge crowds. She was very popular among both white and black Americans and stood up against segregation and discrimination wherever she could. She hoped to open her own flight school to teach other girls of color how to fly. Unfortunately, during a test flight in 1926, a mechanical issue caused her plane to crash. Bessie passed away, but her legacy lives on. In 1977, the Bessie Coleman Aviators Club opened in Chicago to support women of all races to reach their dreams of flying. Bessie Coleman, I made up my mind to try. I tried and I was successful. A good way to start the live Little Ladies, Bold Women in Black History. Good way to get the brain warmed up, thinking about things, thinking about history, what impacts have women in this world made on the earth over time. Yes, really good way to start. Okay, let's see what we have in the stacks today. We have all new fresh titles. We're going to start with this one tonight. It's called The Welcome Home. This is one of those ones that I see at the... oh, Ashley got... Oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. What did you guys give that? Give that a 10. Me too. Definitely give that a 10. This is one of those books that when I see the cover, I'm like, ooh, this looks like it's going to be a really good one, just based off of the illustrations. You've got all these animals, like an octopus, a panda. Marie Seaside 10, Trombozoa. Hey, Angel, welcome back. And here we always love a good end page. And this end page, we get some insight as to what the house is going to look like inside. This was published in 2023. Fairly new. The Welcome Home, Amy June Bates. I can tell this one's going to be a good one. Mr. and Miss Gargleson Biddle were missing something. I love this entrance. Mr. and Miss Gargleson Biddle were missing something. Gargleson Biddle. It's a very interesting couple. They tried eating waffles, but that only helped for a moment. So they were missing something. In return, they tried to eat. So in their quest, they ate some waffles, but that only helped for a moment. Mr. Gargleson wanted something soft to cheer him up. Miss Biddle wanted something waggy to cheer her up. They both wanted something a little bit lick your face, play fetch, roll over, rub its belly, and chase its tail. So they decided to get a very feisty couple. I know, waffles are really good, especially with blueberries and cream. They both wanted something a little bit lick your face, play fetch, roll over, rub its belly, and chase its tail. So they're looking for a dog. What did they find? A snail. That kind of threw me for a loop. The snail was soft. How nice, they cooed. The snail was slow and a little slimy, they admired, as they watched it make its way across the table. This is a very interesting couple. They put it on the table there to look at it. They loved their little snail friend and named him Gordon. But they thought they might also like something more waggy, perhaps. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture here. So there they put the little snail in the little crib. But they still were missing something. So what did they get? So they decided to get an elephant. There's the little snail right there. An odd couple. They named her Louise. Louise's trunk definitely wagged back and forth. How splendid, they said as they watched Gordon and Louise awkwardly play together. So there's the snail, and that elephant's gonna crush that snail. They loved Louise and Gordon, but they thought their home might also need something a little less, or perhaps something a little more. Lick your face, perhaps. So they got an aardvark named Sam and a whale named Eugene. This author is too much. Amy June Bates. The whale and the snail fell in love immediately. Sam the aardvark was a bit of a loner, but he loved the Gargles and Biddles and could lick their faces from all the way across the pool. Delightful, said Mr. and Miss Gargleson Biddle. I know, where are they keeping the whale? Maybe in their pool, I guess? Or out in the sea. Gargleson Biddle. However, they did wonder a little what it would be like to play fetch. So they got a cat named Mork. So here are all their pets. The whale. They've got a rabbit there too. The cat did not fetch. Mork sat high up on Louise's back and was quite happy there. Over the elephant. Soon they got Wiggy and Tuna, 2 goldfish, Hortense, Hilda and Javier, 3 hedgehogs, a giant panda named Peanut, twin seals, Freckles and Spectacles, an orangutan named Agnes, and a tiny armadillo named Cauliflower. They all could roll over, but none of them could play fetch. Interesting names that they've chosen for all of these pets. Hey, John, welcome in. John, how was your first day back at school? Yeah, cauliflower. On the other hand, Oliver the octopus and Jerome the giraffe were quite good at fetch. They could fetch cookies from the top shelf, canned beans from the bottom shelf, and flowers from the neighbor's garden. The octopus and the giraffe. Oh, good. Really well. Good. Lots of information on your syllabus, or what? How is that? Birdie, a buffalo, and Willard, a wombat, loved belly rubs. Paz the snake could chase his tail, and the owls, Zeke, Zach, Zora, and Zerfino could dig big holes. The toads, Robert, Ribbit, and Omar, could bark. Acorn, Pigeon, and Cheese, the raccoons, loved going on long walks. Oh, hey, Periwinkle, first day of class tomorrow? Pretty simple information, nothing too crazy. Oh, yeah. Aw, Periwinkle, good luck. Everyone found out that Madame Pickles, the donkey, was surprisingly good at howling at the moon. This is the life, said Mr. Gargleson. Luxury, said Miss Biddle, as a flock of ducklings hatched in her hair. Jill, Jam, Jumbo, Jade and Jake, Jump, Jeans, and Jupiter. Definitely warms up your jaw. The Gargleson Biddles were happy. Their house definitely wasn't too quiet, and it definitely wasn't the same. You know, they got a whole cavalcade of animals in there. Very different ones, too. But they sometimes sighed very quietly, wondering if there wasn't something still missing. Just then they heard a little scratching at their door. They weren't satisfied. The Gargleson Biddlesons weren't satisfied with all those animals. There on their doorstep was a very soft, very waggy, very lick-your-face, play-fetch, roll-over, rub its belly, and chase its tall sort of thing. I wonder what it is, they said. So here they are in their house. That house must smell really bad. Like animals. Because they open the door to let one more in. It doesn't matter. We'll name him Waffles, they said. The Gargleson Biddles were now perfectly happy and quite content. It was a little piggy. The Gargleson Biddles. And then we just see a stairway with all their family portraits. The end. It says Amy June Bates has illustrated many books, including the the Sam the Man series, Sweet Dreams, and That's What I Do. She's the author and illustrator. The Welcome Home. I give this one an 8. I really love the illustrations. The story and the names used a little bit tricky, but I think that's the whole point of it. But yeah, I give it an 8. I give it an 8. John, today I had today off. It's Martin Luther King birthday, I think it is, or the day that we celebrate. So it was a holiday, so I got a 3-day weekend. That was a cute one, huh, Angel? All right, so we started with Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History, and then we just finished The Welcome Home. In the comment section, let's see what you guys are thinking. I give this one an 8. It was cute. It was a good concept, a good idea, but I just kind of got lost in all the animals. All right. For 1 minute, let's go ahead and tap, tap, tap. You guys are doing a fantastic job. Yes, you have a dream, John. Marie Seaside 7.5. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was cute. Let's set the timer for 1 minute. You guys are doing a fantastic job with the taps already. You guys are well above your goal. We're trying to get to 45K tonight. The East Coast got to 65K. Let's see if we can surpass their goal. Tonight we're drinking peach tea with a vanilla base, a vanilla sweetener. It's really good, really good. Okay, let's look into the stacks and see what we can find. A lot of good, new, fresh titles. Not yet. Let's read this one. This one looks like it's going to be really good. This one's called The Day Leap Sword. And this looks like a title too. The Day Leap Sword. We love a good end page, a nice yellow. Yeah, Marie Seaside. And you know what? What's really cool about this one? This one's new. It's not weathered or anything. We love a good crinkle. Let me see when this one was published, because this feels like it was, 2025. This is a new one. 2025. This is Leap. She is a sled dog puppy. Oh, so we're going to learn about sled dogs. This is a sled dog puppy, Leap. Leap lives in the North Woods, where winters are long and cold. Her favorite thing is fresh, powdery snow. She jumps, she bounces, and flies through the frosty air. Aw. So she lives in the North Woods, where winters are long and cold. Yeah, we love a good crinkle. She likes to jump around. She's got a lot of energy. Leap. Every day, Leap watches the older dogs get ready to run. They wear harnesses and soft cloth booties. Then they pull a sled into the forest and disappear. Leap can't wait for them to get back. But more than that, she can't wait until she's big enough to run with them. Okay, so you got this baby sled dog. I guess you gotta have some replacements for the future. So there's Leap. Looking at all the professional ones here. Each of the older dogs is special in their own way. Grinch is big and strong. He can pull the sled up steep hills. Refried is musical. She sings while she runs and makes the whole team happy. Everyone loves the sound of Refried singing. That's her name. Boo might be the fastest dog in the world. He can run across the yard and back in 8 seconds. So we're getting a little small description of each of the sled dogs here. Colbert has a big appetite. One time, the dogs had hot dogs for dinner. Everyone else got full after 2, but Colbert ate 9. Jenga is smart. She knows how to find the trail, even when it's buried in snow. And Donut is brave. Sometimes she sees wild animals in the woods and she barks until they go away. A little fox. Colbert, Jenga, and Donut. We're getting some really interesting names tonight with these characters. When the dogs got home from running, they are tired and happy. Leap wants to know about their adventure and why and where they've been. Leap isn't as fast as Boo or as strong as Grinch. She's never found a buried trail and she doesn't know many songs. Once she saw a mouse and hid. Sometimes Leap worries, what if she isn't special at all? What if everyone else is good at something except her? So I think these are dreams that you have or worries that you have as a future sled dog. So all the dogs have come back from their adventures throughout the day. They're all relaxing against this little warm fire here. And there's Leap figuring out what's going on. Then he goes to sleep and he wants to know, what am I going to bring to the table? What special gifts will I bring to the sled dog table? One day, Leap is finally big enough for her first run. The booties make her feet feel funny. She stands with the team in front of the sled. She can hardly believe that the big day is here. Her belly feels like it's doing flips. Tippity-tap, tippity-tap. So they put these little booties on their little feet so they don't get cold. Refried gives a happy howl, so Leap gives a little howl too. Then they start to run. It feels like flying with her friends beside her. Oh, so she's acclimating. She's acclimating to the group. Jenga leads the way across the frozen river. They run through tunnels of snowy trees. It's even more fun than Leap imagined until... Look at how pretty that illustration is. I know, Marie, right? Refried. Refried. I keep thinking of refried beans. Squawk! A grouse bursts from the snow in a flurry of feathers. Brave Donut steps up and the grouse flies away. Interesting name. I've never heard of a grouse before. A grouse bursts from the snow in a flurry of feathers. Brave Donut steps up and the grouse flies away. Some type of bird. Brie, refried beans are really good. I agree. The team comes to a huge hill. It goes up, and Leap starts to get tired. But Grinch leans into his harness, flexing his muscles, and it feels like the sled gets lighter. In 2 bounds, they reach the top. Okay, so they're getting up to the top there. On the way home, they come back to the river, but they can't get across. The ice has broken, the water rushes fast and dark. The river is too deep for wading, and it's freezing cold, too cold to swim. Leap's stomach feels loopy again. How will they get across? So this is Leap's first attempt to try to prove himself as a sled dog. Boo runs upstream looking for a place to cross. Seconds later, he's back. He couldn't find one. Jenga tries to cross on a fallen log, high in the air. It's too slippery. She climbs down. There's no way around the river. The team is tired and their bellies grumble. Colbert makes sure everyone gets a snack from the sled. So they're trying to get across that little river. Look at how pretty that picture is. They stare across the river, thinking about what to do. The only sound is the rushing water. The sun will be setting soon. I love a good orange and red combination. Leap starts to get cold. She runs around to warm up. When she reaches a snowbank, she stretches her lungs and soars right over. Whoosh. That's it. Leap knows exactly what to do. She shows her friends how to jump over the open water. She shows them how to stretch their legs as far as they can. She shows them how they can leap and fly just like her. So she's finding her special way. Because she's Leap. One by one, the dogs jump to safety. I love these color combinations that this illustrator is using, these dark earth tones. Earth tone colors. Refried throws back her head and sings in excitement. Pretty soon the others join in. Leap howls too. Their song drifts over the forest. Aww. Now Leap knows what makes her special. She is resourceful. She takes care of her friends. Aw, I really love that. She found her identity as a sled dog. And she can leap. That's a good picture. Good illustration. The end. It says the author's note. When I was a kid, I loved reading books about sled dogs. Nothing seemed better than exploring the woods with your dog best friends. So when I grew up, that's exactly what I did. Today, I live in North Woods with my husband and our 22 huskies. We've crossed thousands of miles of frozen wilderness together. Interesting. Leap and her friends are all real. And just like every dog and person, they have their own strengths and preferences. Most of our dogs grew up with their siblings, but Leap, whose full name is Lambeau Leap, was raised as a solo puppy. By the time she was a few months old, she was living up to her name. It's rare to see her with all 4 feet on the ground, unless, of course, she's getting a belly rub. Aww. So this is based off a true story. So there's Leap as a puppy. And then Refried is singing on the run. They got 22 of these dogs. Leap leaping next to Colbert. Jenga finding the trail. Leap all grown up. Aww. Isn't that fun? Who knew about sled dogs? I didn't. A nugget of information. This is definitely a 10. Good illustrations, good story. All right, let's review what we've read so far. Let's think back. We started with Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. Maurice decided to give that a 10. I agree. This one. And then we read Welcome Home, The Welcome Home. This was a good one, but it didn't, the execution. Illustration is really good, but the execution, This one, The Day Leaps, I really like this one. I really enjoyed this one. Good story, beginning to end, good illustrations, gave us a lot to chew on. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. 1, The Welcome Home, or 2, The Day Leaps. I'm sorry. Yes, 1, 2, and then 3. Bree, 1 and 3. Cadence, I haven't been here since Christmas, so happy. Oh, Cadence, good to see you. Welcome back. Yeah, we're in our Valentine's Day era. Everything red, everything Valentine's Day. We should be reading Valentine's Day books, but I'll have to get some from the library. When I do my library haul again, we'll get some. Okay, let's set the timer for 1 minute. Our goal tonight is 45K, 1,000 likes. You guys are almost there. You guys are doing a fantastic job with those taps. Remember that the taps send out our live to the For You page. We've been getting a lot of new followers, so that's your taps are working. Hey, Caitlin, welcome in. Welcome back. Tap, tap, tap. The East Coast, they did 65K, 1,000 likes earlier today. They made up for it because they only got halfway yesterday. That was good. All right, let's look in the stats and see what we can find. We have a lot of books, but some books speak louder to get chosen than others do. And some of them like to stay quiet until it is their time to get chosen. This one's going to remain quiet a little bit longer. This is I chose this one because it goes with everybody going to sleep. Good night thoughts. I know sometimes some of us have a little bit hard. Do you ever look into that one book? Oh, Caitlin. Yes, the can you DM me that title again? I'm sorry. I was thinking about it, but I forgot to. Yeah, it was that series, right? They had a series of books. Could you DM me that, please, just so that I can remember, and then I'll look through my library to see if I have it. Good night thoughts. We love a good cobalt blue. We love a good cobalt blue end page. This one's going to be a good one, I could tell. I'm sensing a blue theme in this one. I'm never going to fall asleep. Oh, is there one about immigration? Oh, yeah. You did DM that already. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I'll look it up. Thank you for reminding me. I do have to do a library haul. I'm never going to sleep. Look at this picture. This is going to be a good one, I can already tell. Look at that. Bree. Look at that blue. It's just blue. Blue and white. The look of worry on his face. My brain is too noisy. My thoughts are too jumpy. And every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid of all the scary stuff I see. Literally me right now, because tonight is my Sunday Scaries. Wonderful World, welcome back. Bree, totally relating to this one, huh? My brain is too noisy, my thoughts are too jumpy. And every time I close my eyes, I'm afraid of all the scary stuff I see. Yes, very relatable. I love that green, too, that they've chosen to use with those colors. The green little things right here, too. Sometimes I see myself being chased by giant robot sharks. Other times I can see my toilet bowl overflowing with tarantulas. One time, I even saw a dentist. I swear I've been having the hardest time. Aw, I'm sorry, Bree. That's always difficult. A good sleep is always good. Other times I can see my toilet bowl overflowing with tarantulas. That's scary. This is gonna be TMI, but my control dreams, you know how they have like patterns? I get a dream of toilets. I'm trying to flush it after I've used it, and it starts flooding and pouring out all over the floor. Ugh. I don't know why. How am I supposed to relax if all I can think about are robot sharks or tarantula toilets or the dentist? So we got all these beautiful colors here. These blues, greens, reds. Then this one time I tried to fall asleep and saw the whole entire world pop into a piece of popcorn. Another time I thought about my very best friend sailing off to sea on a pirate ship made of toast. This is a really good book. I might have to get this for my library. Tried to fall asleep and saw a whole entire world pop into a piece of popcorn. A pirate ship made of toast. Toast. And just the other night, as soon as I closed my eyes, I fell off a cloud. But instead of falling down, I flew straight up toward the sun. It was the most scared I've ever been in my whole life because everything got so bright, I couldn't see anything at all. So falling towards the sun. And I love that they made the sun into these patterns here, too. They could have just given us a yellow sun, but they didn't. They went and did something really nice. How am I ever going to fall asleep knowing that the world might pop like a popcorn, or that my friend might sail away with pirates, or that I might fall from a cloud straight up toward the sun? I wish these thoughts would stop bouncing around inside my head. Look at that face. Big ball of anxiety. Sometimes I try to have happy thoughts. I close my eyes really, really tight and try to imagine a baby panda opening its arms and giving me a hug. Other times, I'll think about a choir of candy-covered donuts all singing my favorite songs. And if I really can't fall asleep, if it feels like my brain won't ever calm down, I try to think about all the people who love me holding hands and wearing every piece of clothing that they own. That one's funny. So all he thinks about all the people that that love him. Wearing all the pieces of clothing. That brain definitely is working. I try and I try and I try to think about baby pandas and singing donuts and everyone who loves me, but no matter how hard I try, look at that gorgeous color. Those colors. Bright colors. They're not fluorescent colors, they're just deep, rich colors with detail. And then these pages too. This person knew what they were doing. I still can't fall asleep. Look at that face. Isn't that great? Bree, that's you. But then I close my eyes again. All the things he's saying. Now he's sitting up in his chair. I remember that my brain can be noisy, and that my thoughts are sometimes jumpy. And then I remember that all that noise and all those thoughts are just in my head. Aww. I'm not being eaten by a robot shark. My toilet isn't overflowing with tarantulas. And, thank goodness, there isn't a dentist in sight. As far as I can tell, the world hasn't popped into a piece of popcorn. My best friend is still here, and I'm not feeling falling from a cloud. All of these wild thoughts, I totally can agree to that. Right now, everything is okay, and so am I. I really love this idea of present, being present. Right now, everything is okay, and so am I. Good night, thoughts. Oh, this is such a cute book. love these colors. Can't get enough of this blue. Good night. What a good call. Let's read who this author is. Max Greenfield is a New York-born actor who is best known for his roles in Schmidt, in New Girl, and Dave Johnson in The Neighborhood. He is the author of I Don't Want to Read This Book. This book is not a present, and I don't want to read this book aloud. And then James Serafino is a children's book author illustrator who studied illustration and storytelling at the School of Visual Arts in New York City. He currently lives in a small town with his family and daydreams. He's a really good illustrator. Cadence, I agree. Definitely a 10. Definitely number one on my list. All right, let's review what we've read so far. We started out with Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. Then we read The Welcome Home, The Day Leap Sword, and then Good Night Thoughts. Definitely this one, Good Night Thoughts. I give this one a 10. This one's number one on my list. It's dethroned the rest of these. This one is really good. I'm going to have to get this for my own personal library. Really good. Really good. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. Do we agree? Do we not agree? What are your favorite ones? Let's set the timer for 1 minute. You guys exceeded your goal. Guys, doing a fantastic job. We're going to set the timer for 1 minute. Let's keep tapping. Maybe we could pass the East Coast goal. They got up to 65K. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. All right. Let's see what else we have in the stacks. I think this one's ready to be read. I think it's this one's turn. And I got this one because when I looked at it on the shelves, it's by Julie Andrews and Emma Walton Hamilton. You can't get any better than that. The First Notes, the story of Do Re Mi. This is going to be a really good one, I could tell. Julie Andrews. The hills are alive with the sound of music. If I'm quoting the right person, though. When was this published? Who knew that Julie Andrews was a author? 1,000 years ago, in a small community of Pomposa, Italy, a boy named Guido was sent to a monastery to begin his schooling. In those days, a monastery was considered the best place to receive an education. The monks who lived and taught there were studious and wise. Great read. It's time for me to head to bed, but I'm glad. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Cadence, for joining us. Have a good night. Hope we brought some peace into your soul. So here is Guido in Pomposa, Italy. I've never heard of Pomposa, Italy before. He gets sent to a monastery to learn. And there's all the monks there. Sourcing locally. Farm to table. Young Guido spent his days learning Latin, math, astronomy, and his favorite subject, music. He heard music everywhere, in the warm voices of the monks chanting their prayers, and in the chiming of the bells that summoned them to chapel several times a day. He heard it in the sounds of nature, in the splish-splashing of the stream where he fished with his friend Brother Michael, in the buzz and hum of bees and crickets, in the monastery garden, and in the lilting song of the nightingale that lulled him to sleep at night. Yeah, look at how pretty these illustrations are. We love a good moon in children's literature. You gotta always have a good moon in children's literature. Guido yearned to know everything about music and dreamed of one day teaching it to others. But learning music was hard. Day after day, week after week, Guido listened, memorized, and practiced, knowing it could take 10 years to master the complicated hymns and harmonies he loved so much. When he wasn't studying, Guido worked in the monastery's great library. He often wondered why music couldn't be written down and read like words in a book. So it all starts in a monastery. There's young Guido. Guido thought about this a lot. One day, while practicing his hymns, he made a discovery. He was only singing 6 basic tones. No matter how high or how low he sang, no matter what melody, the same tones repeated themselves. He found a piece of parchment and made a small mark on it to represent the lowest tone. Then he drew another and another, stacking each mark higher than the next, just as he had been singing them. His heart beat faster as he drew lines between and through the marks, as if they were climbing a ladder. Oh, interesting. I wonder how historically accurate this is. Well, if Julie Andrews is putting her name on it, it's got to be historically accurate. Could this be a way to write music? If so, then each of the 6 marks would need a name. Humming his favorite hymn, he noticed that it too had 6 parts. He took the first syllable from each line of his hymn and noted it next to one of the marks he had made on the parchment, going from the bottom to the top. Okay, so he took these. He sang each syllable aloud, raising his voice step by step to match the way the notes marched up the line. Guido thought he might burst with excitement. If all the chants, all the hymns, and all the harmonies could be written down this way, maybe people could learn to read music. Then they would always know the correct melody to sing, even if they had never heard of it before. Interesting. Yeah, the sound of music. Clutching his parchment to his chest, he raced across the courtyard to share his discovery with the teachers. But the monks simply shrugged and turned back to their work. They had no interest in trying something new. One even suggested that Guido should spend less time thinking up foolish ideas and more time praying. Heavy-hearted, Guido trudged back to his chamber. In the days that followed, Guido grew despondent. Instead of fishing and gardening, instead of singing and enjoying all the sounds of music around him, he kept to himself, and his world became quiet. So they shut him down. They said, no, maybe you should be doing some more praying. And so there he is, growing despondent. Look at how pretty that tile work is. Look at this aerial view of Guido. One day, a visitor arrived at the monastery. Bishop Theodald of Orazio was searching for a teacher to train the choir singers at his great cathedral. The bishop had heard of Guido's passion for music and invited him to take the position. Guido quickly accepted. Isn't that a great picture? This is a good book. Julie Andrews, you did a good job. Guido left Pomposa and began his journey to his new home. The sun warmed his back, songbirds twittered, and the clip-clopping of his donkey's hooves made a happy rhythm as he jogged along. A breeze whispered through the olive trees, and the tall cypresses stood to attention. Guido began to hum and then sing too. So there's Guido off to his new adventure. Bishop Theobald welcomed Guido, and when the young monk shared his musical ideas, the bishop did not shrug or turn away. He clapped his hands in delight and encouraged Guido to teach his new method to his cathedral singers. As Guido worked with his pupils, he sometimes pointed to his hand where he had written the musical notes. Within days, the choir had mastered hymns they had never heard before. Amazed, the bishop urged Guido to write a book about his revolutionary ideas. Guido dedicated his book to the kindly bishop. Very interesting. This is a good nugget of information. A good nugget of learning. Word of Guido's innovative approach to teaching music began to spread far and wide. Early one morning, the clatter of hooves and the fanfare of trumpets resounded through the Gran Piazza of Arezzo. Sleepy villagers tumbled out of their homes to see what the commotion was about. 3 magnificently robed cardinals carried a message from Pope John, I don't know the number, Pope John, the most important leader in the land. The Pope had heard of Guido's musical theories, and he was summoning the young monk to Rome so he could see them for himself. So word spread wide and quick for Guido. Roma, Italy. The Pope immersed himself in Guido's ideas and was so impressed by the ease with which he was able to learn new melodies that he suggested Guido stay in Rome permanently to teach the Roman clergy. But Guido politely declined the Pope's offer. Though honored by the invitation, he preferred to return to his simple pastoral life in Arezzo. It is said that on his way home, Guido stopped at the monastery in Pomposa, where the monks who had been so disagreeable now welcomed him and apologized sincerely for their lack of faith in him. Guido surely would have forgiven them, grateful to have realized his dream of teaching music and to have made its joy easier for people to learn. So he got a job at the Vatican, but he turned it down. He wanted to go back to his simple life. Guido's system of musical notation, now called solfege, eventually spread throughout Europe and across the world. Many years later, Guido's square notes became oval shapes. The first note, ut, was changed to do, and a 7th note, tie, was added to become the musical scale we know and use today and the basis for the song Do Re Mi. Imagine if Guido could have heard that famous song, what fun he might have had singing it with his students. Isn't that fun? That's such a good story. Do, a deer, a female deer. Ray, a drop of golden sun. I love how they put the words in this. Isn't that great, Marie? Me, a name I call myself. Far, a long, long way to run. I love it. So, a needle pulling thread. La, a note to follow so. This is great. Tea, a drink with jam and bread. That will bring us back to do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is great. That tea looks really good. The end. The First Notes, the story of Do Re Mi. This is such a good book. A good way to wrap up the live today. You guys got really good titles tonight. Really good titles. All right, let's. You guys got, and you guys got 56K, 1,000 likes. You guys did a fantastic job tonight. You guys really pulled through, especially for a Monday night. Little Leaders, Bold Women in Black History. We love a good nugget of information. Then we read The Welcome Home. A lot of the other books carried this one. This one probably last on the list. It tried. Then we read The Day Leap Sword. This is a really good one. Really cute. We got to learn about sled dogs. Sled dogs. Then Good Night Thoughts. I really like this one. This was a good one. And then The First Notes, the story of Do Re Mi. I'm going to have to say this one was my favorite one. One, and then this one, The First Notes. Lots of nuggets of information that I did not know about before tonight. Well, I'm pretty sure I heard of it somewhere, but not until tonight. Let's see what everybody's thinking in the comment section. Which one was your favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Guys, thank you so much for getting us to 58K, 1,000 likes. You guys did an amazing job tonight. Thank you so much. Everybody have a good rest of your week. Tomorrow is Tuesday. I will try to make it to the library tomorrow to get a fresh haul of titles, but we'll see. We still have a stack of books left that we can get through, so we'll see. Alrighty, okay, so let's see. Trump Blows Bubba 4, Marisi Site 3, 4, and 5, and then Stacy 4 and 5. Yeah, I agree. Those are all good ones. Alrighty, friends, have yourselves a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.